we now know that there is at least one Vancouver Canuck organization member that will be going to the World Championships for hockey in Denmark. That player is going over to Team Canada, and his name is Bo Horvat. And an incredible story coming out here today, as Horvat actually talks about how he has been on this team for a while now. He actually got the request to be on Team Canada a little bit earlier into the week, and he accepted a little bit earlier into the week, but this wasn't made public until today because he didn't want to take the limelight away from the retiring Sedin twins. And that is such an incredible motivation for this young kid. Out of the words of Dave Tomlinson himself, this is future captain material. And Bo Horvat is in such a position in his career that none of us are surprised that he exhibited another act of selflessness once again. Thinking of those who have come here before him, thinking of those who have basically played their hearts out here in Vancouver for 18 years and giving them the spotlight, letting them shine in this past week of NHL Canucks-related hockey, and not breaking the news out that he was a part of something special until today. And going forward, I know there were a lot of people who earlier in this season wanted to see Henrik Sedin give the captaincy to Bo on his birthday on Thursday against the Arizona Coyotes. That didn't happen. A lot of people were expecting Bo Horvat to get the captaincy next year, and overall, there's no doubt in my mind. Horvat is going to be the next captain, whether that be later this year or sometime in 2019. And I say 2019 because I myself personally, the first instinct that I had when I was thinking, okay, we're having a captain leave, we're having an alternate captain leave, what's next? My immediate instinct for next season was to have 3 A's. I'd be perfectly accepting of 3 A's, whether that be Edler, who already has an A in some games. Del Zotto will probably keep an A because he's been having the A on away games. Sutter's probably going to get an A too, probably for home games or whatever. And then Bo Horvat also deserves an A in my opinion as well. Tanev too, if he's still here. But other than that, I believe that 3 A's is the most logical direction to go in this point, but if Bo Horvat is able to get the captaincy, I'd be perfectly fine with that. In fact, I'd want that to happen. It's just that I believe that 3 A's is the next step. But, of course, if it were up to me, I'd say give Horvat the captaincy today. He deserves it. But, at the same time, this is a moving train progressing through the timeline of Vancouver Canucks young guys coming in, and Bo Horvat as a young guy himself. It's understandable if they don't want to give him the captaincy right away. At the same time, though, Bo Horvat, just what a show of a character right now. He just recently turned 23 years of age, and what an absolute beauty of a personality he is here in Vancouver. We're only 3 years removed from his first season in the NHL, and already he's established himself as a leader. You could have seen this even in his second season. Remember that video of Jake Virtanen and Jared McCann making the Canucks, where Willie Desjardins talked about how they were bad, showing them a whole bunch of bad clips in the team review, and then Bo Horvat stepped up right after Alex Burrows to give a speech to the young guys, to the rest of the team, saying that we need to be better, and that McCann and Virtanen in particular need to be better, and then he welcomed them to the team. Bo Horvat, for such a long time now, has exhibited such the demonstrative qualities that a leader possesses, and he's totally the next captain. No questions asked, absolutely. And he's already been a guy who younger guys like Brock Boeser look up to as that leader in the locker room. It's just incredible that at such a young age, Bo Horvat is able to be this important of a character. But who can really blame him? He's learned from the best of the best, coming in when the Sedins were still getting 70-point seasons. He learned a lot from them, and obviously, they in turn learned a lot from Marcus Naslund and Trevor Linden, basically embodiments of leaders throughout the past decades with this team. So, I really just love the characterization of players that we have here, the idea that Jim Benning wants to bring in character guys that can make the players around them want to succeed and want to be better, guys who will motivate the other players around to be their best selves, and that is obviously just such an important aspect to a team sport like hockey, and we're seeing it today, folks. We're seeing it today as Bo Horvat is now one of the better players the Canucks have had in the past few seasons. And looking forward, he's on Team Canada, he's 23 years of age, he's only going to get better, and there are so many other teams around the league who are already making notice of Bo Horvat, because he is such an impact player at this moment. He's going to be playing on the international stage in Denmark, and he is one of those guys who Vancouver Canucks fans looking forward will absolutely be in love with. We were in love with the Sedins because of their leadership qualities on and off the ice. We were in love with Bieksa because of how much he was able to bring to this community. Same thing will go to Bo Horvat. Even at 23 years of age, everything he's done, the Dyson Ice and everything, all the interviews, all the little moments where he's practicing out there with kids on the ice, he's such a good character for this lower mainland, and it's a beaut. An absolute beaut. Absolute of a beaut. And he learned from the best. The Sedins, obviously, they've been involved in this community as well. Same thing goes for Linden. And overall, Bo Horvat is definitely suited to be the next captain. I'd be surprised if we gave the captaincy to anybody else, but at the same time, there are some really good character guys that we got in this team as well. Brandon Sutter comes to mind, to be honest, because even playing in Pittsburgh, Sutter had the A. And Pittsburgh had guys like Malkin, Hornqvist, Kunitz, Letang, all these really high-quality players, and Brandon Sutter was consistently one of those who had an A. He was regarded around the league, around Carolina, around Pittsburgh as being a leader type, so coming over to Vancouver, it's not surprising that Jim Benning likes him so much, and in turn, I don't think it would be surprising if he got an A. Brandon Sutter is definitely one of those guys as well. Same thing with Michael Del Zotto. Michael Del Zotto, once Adam Gaudette made his way over to YVR from Boston here in his debut, Michael Del Zotto was one of the first guys who texted him saying, "Hey, welcome to Vancouver, we're really happy to have you here." He's one of those guys, too, who exhibits pure leadership qualities, just the types of guys that makes the lives around them better. And looking at it from an outside-of-the-box perspective, looking in, it's really nice. It's nice to have this. Who cares if they're good players or not? I'm not going to talk about that. Bo Horvat, for example, I'll talk about him. He's really good. Yeah, I can give you that. But in terms of everything else, you heard this said about the Sedins a lot. They're better people than they are players. And isn't that such a blessing to have? Especially because, you know, we're still trying to instill that within the younger guys coming in. Guys like Gaudette, Goldolbin, Virtanen, Horvat, these guys are all going to benefit from having these high-quality leaders around them. And this is why the leadership of the Vancouver Canucks, in my opinion, is definitely one of the best, and is definitely one of the most heartfelt and overwhelmingly loving leadership casts throughout the league. Because no matter how poorly this team performs, no matter how bad this team is on the ice, how bad we finish in the standings, we always got guys like Bo Horvat to speak up to the media and honestly, without any victim blaming, speak about what needs to be done. And guys like these are not afraid to step up in the locker room either. It's a great environment, guys, and I just can't wait to see the other players come in, Elias Pettersson, Jonathan Dahlin, and Olli Juolevi as well. All these younger guys coming in, feeding off of this energy of generations past. Linden passed things off to the Sedins over to Horvat and Virtanen and whatnot. It's just going to be such a high-quality, high-class environment of leadership. And I don't even know why I made this video, honestly. This started out as a Team Canada announcement video, now I'm just talking about the Canucks and their leadership. It's a great time to be a Canucks fan, folks, because we are on the upswing, and not only that, we got some great players who are great community leaders as well, stepping in to our locker room. And overall, that is one of the most important things that we could ask for in this busy, heavy, excruciatingly demanding market that is Vancouver hockey. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Plus, news, not your host, like not stressing gaming, and bye.